Hi, I'm Mitchell Spearman. I'm pleased to tell you that I'm at the beautiful Lake Nona Golf Club in Orlando, Florida, home to 18 tour players and the Tavistock Cup. So come with me and let's see if we can improve your game. I'm on the 17th hole at Lake Nona Golf Club in Orlando, Florida. My friend Joe from EJL Custom Golf is here with me to talk a little bit about irons. Joe, I've got a selection in my hand here. I've got a blade in my 6-iron.
Okay.
I've got a little cavity in my 5-iron. I've got a bigger cavity in my 3-iron, and I've got the biggest wedge-looking style cavity I've ever seen in this one right here. Tell me what they are. What for different level of players should we be looking for?
Well, generally in the past, your forged irons have been your blade type irons like this.
Okay.
And your cast irons, meaning investment cast out of stainless, are irons that look similar to this.
Okay.
But our lines and our battle lines are kind of being blurred here as we go forward, because now the manufacturers have an opportunity to forge very forgiving golf clubs, and they also cast blades as well.
Okay.
So it's important for your customer to differentiate between the manufacturing process, forge versus cast, and the design, blade or cavity back.
Got it. So I'm starting to mix and match my sets a little bit. You don't just have to go for a full set of blades or a full set of cavities. You can actually mix and match. Is that correct?
That's correct, and a lot of the manufacturers give you that opportunity. You can have blades in the shorter irons, you can have cavity back forgings in the middle irons, and you could have very large investment cast, high ball speed forgiving clubs in your longest irons.
Okay, so now I understand what you're saying about the clubs. Take me through the lie angle, because I think that's got to be quite important when you're playing an iron and you're hitting off the ground, the angle that the heel comes into the ground.
Exactly. It's important that your lie angle is correct, because if a club is a little too upright, and this position would be too upright, the golf ball leaves left of target for a right-hander.
Okay.
If a club is a little too flat, the ball leaves right of target, so the golfer has no chance of keeping it on line and hitting a straight shot.
So getting the lie angle correct is essential to making sure you produce a good shot?
That's exactly right. And it's not the lie angle now, Mitchell, at address, it's the lie angle at impact.
Okay, and that changes?
That changes, because what happens, not only is the golf club flexing and torquing, but it's also bowing.
Okay.
So it's flattening out right as you get to impact.
Okay.
So it's important for most people to have the toe a little bit up in the air at address to accommodate for that.
So Joe, if I understand this correctly, as the club is coming into the ball, the shaft actually bends outwards a little bit, pushing the toe down to the ground.
That's correct.
So I want to make sure when I'm just picking up a club and taking a look that the toe shouldn't touch the ground, because at impact it should.
That's correct.
Okay, I get that. One of the other things that strikes me about irons is when I look down, I look at the leading edge of the club, and I notice that the clubs that have the most bulk around them tend to have that leading edge back a little bit and the more blades forward. Can you just take me through what that is?
Well, you're describing the difference between offset and face progression.
Okay.
So an offset golf club will set that leading edge back off the center of the shaft.
Yep.
That will give the club head just that much more time to get closed. So maybe an offset club would help an individual who hits the ball a little bit right.
So Joe, now tell me about the weight of the shaft.
Well, back when you were young, you only had a choice of one weight. They were very heavy steel shafts. These days, fitters have the opportunity to get a golfer into literally any weight shaft they want. And the weight will affect the plane. So if a player has a golf club that's too heavy, it'll tend to pull them outside a plane and they won't hit the center of the face. If they have a club that's a little too light, they'll tend to be under plane and they won't hit the center of the face. So as fitters now, we look seriously at the weight of the club. And remember, there's very few consistencies from manufacturer to manufacturer on golf equipment. But one thing that is consistent is the head weight. So this 3-iron head weighs just about the same as any other manufacturer's 3-iron head. It's the weight of the shaft that determines the weight of the club.
Well, Joe, thank you for that. My advice to you would be to go out there and find a qualified fitter. It's well worth going through the experience to get the clubs right for you. If you do that, you start working on your swing, you're going to be playing great golf.